Welcome back to Fritz Couch Plays. Today we are going to take a look at Alter Ego by Peter J. Favaro, PhD. I think his PhD is in psychology, but don't quote me on that. I know the game was billed as a quote-unquote psychology game when it came out in 1986. It was published by Activision in that year. I believe it has since been purchased by another company called Choice of Games. At least I know they're distributing a web version of it. The original version ran on the command line. I think it originally was for the Commodore. Again, don't quote me on that. But now they have converted over to where it works on the interwebs. Yes, very technical term, the interwebs. I first became aware of this game back when it was basically considered abandonware because there was no way to get a legitimate copy of it. So I did download. You could call it a bootleg, but it was a piece of abandoned software, so I did not feel that I was committing any sort of crime or depriving anyone of their income. Now that it is available online for sale again, I would not take a copy of it from an illegitimate source. I think only the first chapter of the game is free. The entirety of the game may be free, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it may be free in its entirety. You may have to purchase the later chapters. I'm not sure, but we're going to check out the first chapter. As I said, I found out about this game years ago, and I was very, very impressed by the concept. The execution is not very good. I mean, it's very, very dated. Very, very, very dated. But the concept of the game is great, and these are the sort of games I really look for because I think they have social value. I think if people would play these games, especially in their younger years, that it would have a positive impact on them and the choices they make in life, and I think that's great. I don't really appreciate games that have no real social or artistic value, or older games that have historical value by default have social value due to their historical significance. But it's a big thing with me. I like to see games with a purpose that actually seek to have some sort of positive impact on the world, and I think this game accomplishes that. So let's go ahead and start it up. The game begins not long before your first birthday. There we are. Next. Will you be male or female? So the original Activision version, there was actually two different games. One of them you were male, one of them you were a female. The two were not bundled into the same game. But in this case, I think we're male. I mean, I might need to check, but that would probably not be something I want to do while making a video. Plus, there are cats around, and it would concern them. So let's be male. Loading. You are in a warm, dark, comfortable place. This has been your place since you became aware that you are alive. It's almost time to enter a different world now. Select an action. You can come out fighting, come out peacefully, or stay in a little longer. FYI, this is going to come off here in the early bit as a purely story game. It is to a degree, but it's different enough. I would not just call it a digital narrative or a story game or text adventure. There's more to it than that. But anyway, let's continue. Select an action. Come out fighting, come out peacefully, stay a little longer. Let's come out fighting. Yeah. Yes, I can certainly understand how troublesome it can seem to be evicted unexpectedly. You have every right to feel angry. You were getting a little too big to be carried around your mom's belly. Those backaches were really starting to get on her nerves. Okay. Next. Besides, your dad had to suffer through a lot for the past couple of months and wasn't exactly Mr. Sunshine either. Get ready to be born in a flurry of waving arms, screams, and slaps on the bottom. Happy birthday and welcome to the world. From now on, life will begin to change rapidly. You will have to learn to accept responsibility, build up your resources, and manage yourself physically and emotionally. The events that transpire over the course of the next few days include: your mother is proud when someone points at you and tells her you look just like a little porcelain angel. Your father buys you a baseball bat and glove for you to use in a year or so. When you get older, you develop a mild respiratory infection that causes some concern, but no later problems. Next chapter, you are in infancy. There's 7 stages of life in Alter Ego. You play from birth until death, whenever that may be. Your game is saved automatically. You may select icons in any order. They are sorted chronologically. Give me 1 second. I'm going to clean my glasses off because I'm having a little bit of trouble reading. And Cookie Cat. No. No. Cat just dug all my papers out of a box and threw them on the floor. Just going at it very enthusiastically. Cats. Oh, my glasses are clean now. Much better. Okay. So in the original version of the game, you actually start at the bottom. I'm thinking this version lets you start at the tiger. No. Tiger. No. No. Excuse me for that, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I could edit these out, but I figure you all might find it kind of entertaining to hear my continual war with the cats. Tiger. Psst. Tiger. No. Okay, so as I was saying, the original game you start at the bottom of the map. I'm thinking this one we may be starting at the top. We have a deal here which shows our stats, like familial 60%, relationship status unattached, occupation none, because we're a baby. Intellectual 64%, physical 34%, social 62%, vocational 51%, calmness 50%, confidence 62%, expressiveness 50%, gentleness 50%, happiness 50%, thoughtfulness 50%, trustworthiness 50%, money 996, acquisitions none. Okay, let's get to it. We have a social tile, an emotional tile, an intellectual tile, and an age. What does that do? Select an action, continue to the next life stage, start the game over again, continue. I guess you can skip stages in your life. So, social, emotional, or intellectual. Let's do intellectual. Lying on your stomach in the crib, you notice an interesting object an arm's distance away. It has a round shape at the top and a ring on the bottom. Select mood. Anger, frustration, determination, or neutral. Let's go for determination. Select an action. Grasp for the object, cry, or ignore the object. Grasp for the object. You have the fighting spirit of your Uncle Bill. You sneak and crawl on your belly like a combat soldier heading into battle. You reach your destination, grab the rattle confidently, and drool on it in victory. Intellectual spheres show a marked increase. Select an action. Shake the rattle, keep drooling on it, emit a pleasurable yell. You know what? I think we deserve a nice pleasurable yell. This stimulates vocal cords and language centers in your brain. Good language skills are essential to development. Intellectual spheres increase. If no one is looking, give a little yell yourself for choosing this option. Yeah! Go on. Did you do it? Heck yeah, I did it. Good. I just gave you some extra social points for being a good sport. Next chapter. Okay, let's do social. A woman walks into a room holding a blanket and a bottle with warm white liquid. How should we feel? Happy, dang it. We want that foods. Selection option, cry or coo. Coo. Nothing like a nice warm bottle and a quick hug from mom to get a kid ready to face the world. As she walks towards you with the bottle, she sees you smiling and interprets this as a sign that you want to play with her. Next. She picks you up and holds you for 10 minutes. This presents you with quite a dilemma. Select an action, cry, or keep making noises. Let's keep making noises. Be a cheerful kid. Having to delay being fed is uncomfortable, but you are beginning to learn how important human contact is for survival. Your overall stress level increases, but your socially, you score a big plus. Okay. Let's go for emotional. You don't have very many skills yet. As a matter of fact, life is pretty boring. Select a mood. Restless, irritable, or quiet. Select an action. Sleep, look around, cry. Let's go for quiet and look around. You look around and you see a large blur about 11 inches from your eye. Every once in a while it moves. Hey, wait a minute. Just as you had that thought, it moved again. Oh dear, let's keep looking. Maybe psychic wombats. You never know. Keep looking. Congratulations, you found your hand. Oh yeah, now that's an achievement. This, like really, if this was a Steam game, you should totally get an achievement right now. This may not seem like much of a big discovery, but it is. You have to learn how to control your hands as part of a childhood development. When you are an adolescent, those hands are going to get you into quite a bit of trouble because that requires a different kind of hand control. Uh-oh. Okay, so now we can go down here, do another emotional. You are lying on the floor of a big room on a soft furry blanket. You are on your back staring at shadows that sometimes creep across the ceiling. Every so often, mom or dad passes by and makes a funny face. Your hands grope in all directions, and your feet pat the floor gently, almost out of your control. Select a mood. Let's be happy. Select an action. Roll to the side, make a no shape with your mouth, or cry. Why would we make a no shape with our mouth? I don't know. Let's do it. You pucker your cheeks in and out and take short, quick breaths. The skin on your face feels alternately tight and loose. A person walks by and twirls their fingers at you. Select an action. Turn towards the person, move your face back and forth. Yeah, I don't just move your face back and forth. Why not? Your first smile, an important event. Your parents stand over you mesmerized as you practice your new skill. Yep. Social. You are lying down in your crib and are greeted by a nosy neighbor who has a child just around your age. The neighbor says, "My, look at that funny little nose." She turns to your mother and adds, "Don't worry, dear. I hear that noses are the last thing to look truly human." She picks you up. Angry, vengeful. Talking shit on my nose. Select an option. Fall asleep, collect a mouthful of drool, or cry. Collect a mouthful of drool. A nice puddle of saliva is formed on the inside of your mouth. Select an action. Open your mouth and drool on the neighbor. Drool someplace else. Drool on the neighbor. Splash. A gooey stream showers your neighbor's face and hands. While you give her a glassy-eyed smile, she places you back in the crib and excuses herself. That's how you deal with that. Intellectual. You are laid down in the crib while your mom and dad are speaking in the other room. You hear their voices deep and muffled from beyond the door. Why aren't they paying attention to you? Let's be happy and let's make noises. Positive, happy noises are sure to bring rewards in the form of attention from parents. You make a variety of noises using your mouth, lips, and saliva. You make them over and over again. La la la, car car car. Suddenly your mom comes in. Be quiet and attentive or keep making noises. Let's keep making noises. It's super fun. This brings mom closer to you. She smiles at you and this makes you feel very excited. You pound your hands up and down on the crib mattress and move your feet like a person riding a bicycle. You begin to notice that your sounds and movements create responses from others. You can make sounds at mom or stop making sounds. Let's keep doing what works. Bree. Select an action. Make sounds at mom. You. Select an action. Make sounds at mom. Mama. Your mom hears this combination and gets excited. This causes you to say it over and over. Your mom is reinforcing this combination of sounds with attention. You're reinforcing her attention with sounds, keeping her close to you. Cool. This marks the beginning of language development. It's a very significant moment in your life. Intellectual, emotional, and social spheres increase. Cool. Emotional. You've just awakened from a nice long nap. Your mom comes in the room and wants to hold you. You select a mood. Happy. Select an action. Smile. Because that's one of our new skills. Oh, yeah. This is a great way to make a new mom feel good. Your consideration earns you points in many spheres. You will find that as life progresses, pleasing mother becomes harder and harder. In a few years, it will take doing chores and going to the store. Before you know it, she'll want you to become a doctor or a lawyer. Enjoy your infancy while you can. Your mom picks you up so that your face touches her face. Like an action, move your mouth or be still. Move your mouth. You just gave your first kiss. This may not seem like a very big deal to you, but it's very important for your mother. The bad part is that now you will have to repeat this act until your entire family becomes aware of your new talent. Yay. You can avoid kissing overly affectionate relatives by dribbling on them at just the right moment. Excellent. Excellent advice. see if we can do family or intellect. Let's do intellect. You're quietly playing with your father's brand new electric calculator. Look at the back of it. Lifts off very easily. Uh-oh. If I recall, this is one of the options that can lead to death. So let's, we'll be inquisitive, but let's look but don't touch. Because I think look, touch, and take apart leads down a path where you have the option to swallow the batteries. So yes, let's look but don't touch. Your self-control is quite remarkable. Look at all those tiny little plugs and circuits. They pop out very easily. Want to go back and try again? No. Such a good boy. You'll have plenty of time to fiddle around with things as you get older. Excellent. According to this, we can select icons in any order. So can we skip ahead? Because I thought you couldn't skip ahead. Let's find out. Social. Oh, we can skip ahead. I thought in the original game you couldn't do that. They may have changed that. Or maybe I'm just remembering wrong. Who knows? While being taken to the park, your dad meets an old college buddy who is wheeling a baby about your age. As the two dads talk, you casually begin to eye the baby in the other carriage. Let's be curious. Select an action. Put your fingers near the other baby's face. No, probably not. Do nothing. Sorry that combination of choices is not allowed. Please select a different action. What? We can't be curious and do nothing? That's lame. Put your fingers near the other baby's face. A baby. You wonder if it has all the same parts as you. Select an action. Touch the baby's face. Touch the baby's arm. Let's touch its arm. The baby touches you back. You're exploring your environment and learning about one another. This causes your intellectual and social spheres to increase. You seem to like one another. You've made your first friend. Next. Family. It's time to go to Aunt Lucy's house. It's chilly outside and you need to be dressed in a coverall type suit. Let's be playful. Select an option. Cooperate. What a good baby. Your mother has very little trouble getting into your suit. Your grandmother holds you while your mom gets dressed. Give her a great big smile. You are behaving yourself very nicely today. This is one of those experiences that your grandma will always remember. You have just become one of her favorite grandchildren and will be rewarded handsomely later in life. This can help you if you get yourself into a jam, which you undoubtedly will. Intellectual. You're exploring the playpen and feeling very lively. Like a prize fighter, you grab hold of the playpen bars and shake back and forth, flexing your knees. Let's be daring or determined. Let's be daring. Let go of the playpen. Take some steps. There we go. You're facing the wrong way. You walk into the playpen and fall right on your back. Your head hits the mat with a loud thunk. This can get dangerous. Want to try again? Yes. Thrill of victory. You stumble across the crib like a punch-drunk sailor and firmly grasp the rail on the other side. You've taken your first steps. Soon you will be tripping the light fantastic, chasing women and running away from spankings. Cool. Well, since we're about 2/3 of the way in this video, let's skip on to a later stage in life if the game will let us. Are you sure you want to skip on to the next life stage? You might miss something in the current one. Yes, take me to the next level. Okay, you're on your way to your next stage of life. You've just passed through infancy. A brief look at your life up to this time shows the following. Your family life has been positive and nurturant. And as a result, you have begun to form the critical bonds that are important during this phase of life. Physically, you have been not a very healthy baby. Socially, during this phase in life, nothing much is really expected of you. After all, you're still much too young to throw a successful cocktail party. And frankly, anyone who still dribbles on himself probably wouldn't make the ideal dinner guest. However, by now there are some things you should have mastered. Your progress in these areas shows. You have been the type of child who charms the life off of people. Tiger cat. No. You've been the type of child who charms lollipops to people. You've been the type of child who is huggable and gets his cheek pinched by old ladies with bright red lipstick. Now, regarding your emotional and personal development, you're a fairly trustworthy little boy making a share of exploratory excursions into the world of the unknown and forbidden, the bathroom and under the kitchen sink. Your folks could trust you in most cases, but when all of the chocolates have one bite taken out of them, it is a fair guess whose teeth marks have made those jagged impressions. Your thoughtfulness characteristic really doesn't count for much in this module. Most children often find themselves at the mercy of their whims and impulses. You're allowed to be cranky now. People will tolerate it much better than when you were a teenager. Then you are whining and carrying on will seem more objectionable. One thing about your character that has a tendency to put people off is your aggressiveness. You are the type of baby who likes to pull on loose pieces of clothing, hair, and any bulbous, fleshy object that comes within your reach. You're going to have to learn the meaning of make nice. This wraps up your status for the first module. I hope you like yourself. If not, you can always try to improve yourself in the modules to come. There's plenty of time. Next chapter. Come back in a few minutes to play the next part of Alter Ego, or you can buy the game now to skip the wait. Okay, so this is their deal. The full game is available, but you have to wait 5 minutes before game segments or pay them $5, which is pretty reasonable. I mean, they gotta make their money somehow. So I'm gonna cut this recording for 5 minutes and come back and we'll finish up. Welcome to childhood. Practice yourself for heaven's sake in little things, and thence proceed to greater. Okay. You're in childhood. Okay. Oh, skip till near the end to see what's going on. Try to work. Every one of your friends has a new turbo power mud jumper dirt bike, a kind of bicycle. You're being left out of Saturday morning bike trips, and your friends call you a baby because you have one of those regular sissy bikes. Let's be unconcerned what our friends think. And should we steal a bike, forget about it, or try to find a way to earn a bike? Let's try to find a way to earn a bike. And that combination does not work. See, I don't remember getting that error in the original game. Could be bad memory. Let's forget about that group of friends, but probably means we won't get a job. You're obviously not the type who is easily influenced by peer pressure. Perhaps it's not worth the effort right now. Many people say that you are the type of person who marches the beat of a different drummer. Do you think they are right? Yes. You should also know that they use this expression as a nice way of describing people who are short of Marvel or two. Yep. So we didn't get a job. So yeah, a few cool things about this game. You can get married in this game later on, which does impact the gameplay. I believe you can have children later on. I think there's a way to end up getting a divorce if you piss your wife off. Several ways to die. You can get a job. You can lose your job if you have to go to work. And all from just flipping these cards. Pretty cool system. Let's do a physical. We haven't done a physical yet. A very aggressive boy starts an argument with you and challenges you to fight after school. Everyone whispers about the big fight. It looks like there will be a large crowd watching. Let's be unaffected, and let's show up after school. Oh, apparently that combination does not go together. Let's be tough and show up after school. Boy shoves you hard in the shoulder, knocking you off balance. He punches you in the face and neck. He's much more used to this kind of thing than you are. Suddenly you see that he has left himself open in the face and stomach areas. Should we swing a stomach or swing at his face? Let's try to double him over. Let's punch him in the stomach. Do a little 1-2 action. Punch him in the stomach. Punch lands with a thump. It doesn't seem to have any effect on him at all. Oops. He laughs at you, then proceeds to beat you up. You are left with a bloody nose and many cuts and bruises. Well, that didn't go well. Let's do another physical since we haven't done a lot of them. Okay, you need eyeglasses. The first day you wear them in school, everyone calls you Four Eyes. Your parents refuse to get you contact lenses. Be hurt or self-conscious. Well, I don't like either of those options. How about we just don't give a crap? I guess let's be self-conscious instead of hurt and wear the glasses and tolerate the names. Your social status suggests that you will eventually get the support you need to overcome your self-consciousness from your friends. Okay. Alrighty. Let's take one of these social ones. Mary Jane Jones is one of those friends who really knows how to be one of the guys. She's been a good friend of yours since 3rd grade. You would like to ask her to the school dance, except for one problem. She's 6 inches taller than you. Be self-assured, and let's ask her to dance. Why does that matter, you know? Of course, you have a fantastic time. You make fun of everyone who's stupid enough to comment on the difference in your size. 5 years after the dance, Mary Jane becomes a $3 million a year model. Heck yeah. That's how you do it. Let's do in their social tile. Warning, this episode contains subject matter of a sexual nature. Do you wish to continue? Since this is an all ages video, no. There is a little bit of adult content in this game. I actually think there's a storyline in the game where you can become a drug addict later on. I don't remember for sure, but I think there might be. So we'll skip that card. Let's do a different card. Oh, another one with sexual content. Nope. Not on YouTube. I guess we'll do this family one. You're sitting in the car with Dad, warming it up when the phone rings and he has to go inside to take the call. You look at the keys dangling from the ignition switch and hear the purr of the engine. No one would notice if you move the car a little and jump back in your seat before Dad returns. Let's be safe. Heck no, we'll probably drive it through the garage door. Keep still. Reflecting on the possible consequences of your behavior is a sign of developing impulse control. You have plenty of opportunity to wreck the family car later under more legitimate circumstances. Yup. Emotional. There's an elderly woman who lives in a house up the street. Everyone calls her the witch. Some people say she's really paranoid, calling the cops and kids all the time and screaming out the window even when there's nobody there. At night, she keeps her light on all the time and sits looking out the window. Next. For the past few days, the light has been off. Some of the kids think she's dead in there or something. They jump in front of her house and sing, "Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead," and laugh. Select a mood. Sad. Try to see if anything is wrong. One afternoon after school, you look from outside the gate to see if there's anything going on inside the house. There's nothing. You can go through the gate and knock on the door. Ask a friend to go with you. Let's knock on the door ourselves. Hear a voice call out from the back of the house. Go away and leave me alone. You can select an option. I'd like to know if you're okay in there, or quit trying and leave. Let's ask if she's okay. You hear nothing for about 30 seconds. Finally, the door opens. The woman looks pale and dazed. She seems smaller than you imagined and very delicate. In the corner of her almost bare living room, there's a television set, and beside it is a large box of old rubber balls and toys that were left or had accidentally fallen on her lawn. She asks you why you have come. You mention that you noticed that the light was gone out and you thought she might be needing some help. She explains that she has no way to replace it. She is too old to climb up and do it. You can ask her if she would like you to do it. Excuse yourself now that you know it's just a problem with the light bulb. Let's ask if she would like us to do it. She thanks you. Her face softens. While you're fixing the light, she tells you a very sad story. A long time ago, she had a son, very much like you, so polite and so kind. She says he was a beautiful boy and repeats it over and over, as beautiful as a picture. She and her husband lived with their son not far from the train yard. She used to tell her son, James Roberts, stay away from the tracks, you'll get hurt. One day, her son and her husband went out to play catch with an old football. The ball got away from James and rolled across the tracks. While he was chasing it, his foot got wedged between two rails. His father and he struggled to release it. Before they could, they were both struck by a freight train and killed. She's been alone ever since. That is depressing. When you're finished fixing the light, the lady gives you some milk and freshly baked cookies. It almost seems as though she doesn't want you to go. Before you leave, you thank her for the cookies and ask if she would like someone around to do odd jobs. Thank her and excuse yourself. Let's thank her and say we do some odd jobs. Her face brightens. You must be paid, she says. I can't afford much, and you'll have to do a fine job, but you can have all the cookies and brandies you can eat. I promise that. You have done a much kinder thing than you can probably imagine at your age. You've given this woman a reason to live. That's pretty deep. Like, I gotta chill when I read that. That's deep stuff. Let's do another emotional. Family dog has been acting a little peculiar lately. No one can figure out why. Some of your family members suggest that maybe he should be given away or worse, put to sleep. Dad delivers the ultimatum. The dog must shape up or ship out. You are the only one in the house who can take the responsibility for getting him back into shape. You see, that's just lame to me. I mean, you don't get rid of a dog just because he's acting a little funky, and you certainly don't put him down. That just disgusts me. Don't blame the dog, blame the owner. Oh, I just cursed on film. The camera. I'm going to have to edit that. Hold on. Writing down where I need to bleep out. Getting bad about that. I had to do that in another video too. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's just something I feel passionate about. People who put their dogs down because they've messed up and can't deal with the animal. They need to be held accountable for that, and they certainly should not punish the dog for their mistakes. I mean, the dog is looking up to them. The dog's like a child. It's looking up to its owners to learn how to behave, and if the owners are misbehaving, then the dog's going to misbehave. There are exceptions to that, of course, but it's generally how things go. So, let's take the responsibility and train the dog. Spend every available minute keeping an eye on the dog, rewarding him for good behavior, and keeping him out of trouble. One day when you return home from school, you smell what can only be the dog's byproducts. Number 2, to be specific, and the smell is emanating from your parents' bedroom. You're in the bedroom to find the dog sleeping peacefully in the corner and a sculpture sitting squarely atop Dad's favorite pillow. Fortunately, no one is home. You can dispose of the pillow and play dumb later. Try to wash the pillow, dispose of the pillow, and admit the truth. That's hard. Because, I mean, your father's talking about putting the dog down or kicking it out. Honestly, even in the real world here, I put the dog's well-being above my father's rules. It's the way I am. And if it was a cat, well, I think you guys can figure the answer based on what goes on in the background during my videos. Let's dispose of the video of the pillow and play dumb later. Later that evening, everyone gets quizzed on the possible location of Dad's pillow. No one in the house has a motive except the dog. Dad threatens to get rid of the dog. You can tell the story and plead for the dog, citing examples of recent good behavior. Oh, you see. You know, if the dog had destroyed the pillow, there would have been some remains. I mean, he really shouldn't be jumping to the conclusion the dog did it, and really we did it. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to confess. Your father becomes furious. He screams, "I knew it, that mangy animal has made me miserable for the absolute last time." The following week, the dog is given to your Uncle Fred. That is horrible. But on that note, I think we are at the end of the video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will have a link to this game down below, if you can really call it a game. It's really fascinating. It helps you to learn a lot about yourself. Also helps you to examine the consequences of different actions you can take in life. It's really deep. So, check it out.